So the new record finished, completely finished. Like we finished mixing it a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's like out end of May, like beginning of June, sometime around then. Yeah, it's quite exciting. I think it is a different record. Obviously, like Handsome, which is like the first single, which is kind of sort of out there now, perhaps kind of makes sense in the sort of lineage, and it's probably not really a big surprise. I think it sort of sounds like Vaccines of old, but sonically, it's some indication as to where we're going. Just I guess with more like programmed drums and like chopped up and like sort of, I suppose there's more like sonic depth in it. And yeah, the record's it's quite eclectic sounding, I guess, in terms of like song style, but I think it's all sort of brought together, isn't it? By I think there's a lot more cohesion and focus on this record than there was perhaps on particularly the last one. And it just sort of, I don't know, it sounds more like a rock record than an indie record, I think, which was one of the big aims.
It doesn't really hold back, does it? It's quite shameless. It's quite
it's like, I think it's an ambitious record as well. I think the more you achieve, the more you want to kind of keep achieving, and I think that the record's sort of a reflection of that from an artistic standpoint, but also from a commercial standpoint. I think they've got the best pop songs we've ever written on there as well. Hip hop hasn't influenced this record at all. I mean, I like a lot of the Stone Throw artists, but I think maybe that was taken out of context. I think what I was trying to say is that I liked kind of pop and the pop and the hip hop approach to making music, which is not just like choosing one producer and like having your song and going in and like, right, you got a day to record this. I like the fact that there are like loads of stages and, you know, like it keeps like going through the mill. And well, yeah, that's another thing. I think if you listen to what like pop and hip hop gets away with now, it's the kind of stuff that like rock bands and, you know, including us, would almost be like too scared to do, because you think, oh, no one would want to listen to that. But there's some incredibly like progressive and quite
crazy ideas.
Yeah, crazy ideas like happening in other worlds, and I think we were keen to perhaps like be open to that approach more, if that makes sense. I just think that I feel like all the time you feel like you're still getting better. I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't feel like you can keep on getting bigger as well. And I think we're like an incredibly ambitious band. I don't think we've ever sort of hidden that, and I think we'd be disappointed if this didn't at least maintain like a level. And yeah, I mean, we want to play in like the biggest rooms and biggest fields sort of out there, really.